Welcome to the Whiskey Bowl.
I'm Daniel.
I am Rex.
Wow, okay.
I know.
That was a pregnant pause.
Well,
This is from Magnificent Bastards, Shane Cork and Eric Elvigan.
Shane Cork and Eric Elvigan, you magnificent bastards. So proud of myself.
Ah,
I think I got
you
it.
said words?
I think I got it. Elvigan. I've never heard the last name Elvigan.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. It's not a bad name. It
Maybe he
sounds-
made it up. Maybe he's in witness protection.
Oh. What's your name? Eric.
Elvigan. And that's just because he started saying his actual name. So it's like it's Eric with an E something.
Right.
Eric Elvigan.
All right, we got a roulette rye.
So, just know that this is, look at this, 95.5. What is that?
Yes.
That's the MGP rye.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is MGP 4-year-old rye.
Okay.
Now, but here's an interesting thing.
So hold on a second. Like in between shoots, Daniel said to me, "I am gonna need to find a shelf that's just MGP.
Yeah.
It's just
in somewhere in this room, it's just going to be, here's a whole wall of everything that was sourced
so
from MGP.
yeah, because here's the situation. We're in a batch of videos, and this is the first video, the first in the batch. It was an MGP, right? We went through. I was like, oh well, I mean, how long do you think we can spin? And I kind of burned through all of the extraneous MGP material that we could put in that episode.
But then we cruised into a solid 9 minutes.
Well, I don't know if it's solid.
Solid, dense,
I don't know if
densely packed with relevant
thick
information.
chocolate cake of good stuff.
Yeah.
So this though, we're kind of like bottom of the barrel, so to speak, in terms of what we can say about the MGP. But maybe they do something magical and unique and different to
Well,
this.
we'll tell you the story. And even
there's a story.
Yeah, there's a story.
There's a story, okay.
But look, it's MGP rye.
Hey. They didn't mess it up on the nose so far.
Yeah.
That's what we say. It's actually, I really like the nose. It's a good.
Oh, it's so soft and minty. And yeah, this is that quintessential MGP rye that a lot of people think is quintessential rye.
Right.
Mint, peppermint.
We asked the community to vote on what is the quintessential rye whiskey.
Yeah.
They voted up the MGP rye.
Yeah, and I don't even.
Of course they did, because it just dominates the category of. It at least sets your expectations of what the stereotypical, the quintessential, the classic rye is going to be right now in American whiskey. It's not bad. I actually have a very lovely vanilla finish on this. It's going a long time.
Yeah, well, it's older too.
Yeah, 4 years old.
So here's the story. Way back in the day, there was a brand you may have heard of that got busted for sourcing and not telling anybody, but talking about their family recipe.
Templeton?
Templeton rye, right? After that had all blown up and gone south, there was another guy.
It's really nice.
His name was Dave Schmeier? I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Anyway, he, way back in the day, landed on MGP before it was really a cool thing to get. It was still like a dirty secret to source all this whiskey from MGP, right?
Yeah.
And he snagged up a shit ton of rye whiskey.
Oh, good.
95.5.
Yeah. It's good
and released
whiskey.
a brand called Redemption. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Redemption went nuts. I would argue that Redemption and Bullet are responsible for the dominance of MGP rye in the market.
And
as flavor profile.
That being the flavor profile that people expect.
Yeah. Now, they sold Redemption. And he was going to do something different. So he got back into whiskey with a new company called Proof and Wood, where he wanted final control over everything. And the first thing he did was buy 95. Go back to MGP. Hey, do what you know.
Right.
You know, own what you know. So he is sourcing from MGP and other distilleries.
Okay.
His goal is to create a table whiskey. Just more reasonably accessible. This is like $30, $28.
Yeah.
So budget priced. Just always have it around, house whiskey. Think of it like table wine, table whiskey.
If that's the context for this.
Yes.
4 years old.
Yeah.
The age it's got enough age for it to show up in the glass and be nice.
$30.
It's well matured. It's 100 proof. Right? It's a very accessible price point. I'm thinking he's in terms of what he was aiming for.
Yeah.
I think he's checking the boxes. Now, whether or not it's the most exciting to people watching this, who are really into whiskey,
Yeah.
going to watch two weeds ramble on about notes.
He also did Deadwood Bourbon.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is his rye, Roulette rye.
And again, the finish, it's still with me now. So there's that cola note, but that eucalyptus, that herbal quality, and then I think I've become almost flavor blind to the licorice note.
It's very strong.
In a lot of ryes, that was in the first times I was starting to drink whiskey.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, this is licorice.
Yeah.
But the more I get into a lot of different ryes, that note doesn't immediately jump to my front of mind anymore.
It's there now, though.
Yes, but it's there. Yeah. But I just kind of blow past it because it's so expected.
The more I sip it, it gets this slightly sour, tangy note that's starting to creep through.
Actually, get a little bit of brown sugar too. Yeah.
I mean, it's
I like
damn good representation.
I like MGP's rye. I don't know if I've had an MGP that I disliked unless somehow a bottler they proofed it down or they crash proofed it or they cocked it up somehow. But whenever you just kind of leave it alone and let it be what it is.
It's fine.
It's good.
Yeah, the only MGP I've had I didn't like, someone obviously screwed it up.
Yeah. We have Jared Webster 3620. Not related to this video specifically, but do the nerds making whiskey ever happen to also be nerds on the sci-fi of the sci-fi or other genre in nature, and name their whiskey with obscure references? I saw Tatoosh in the thumbnail and misread it as Tatooine.
So did I when I first saw it.
Oh, you saw Tatooine?
I saw Tatooine on my glance, but I was like, Tatoosh. Okay.
George Lucas, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's the thing, in your experience, because I would argue maybe yes.
So I have
in our whiskey tribe community, are the true whiskey people, do they also tend to be stereotypically bent towards other nerd type categories?
So I know there's very specific interest. They can get, just a blanket statement, rule of thumb. But very often people in our community are really into like grilling and smoking, and they're also often into cigars.
Yep.
They're surprisingly into heavy metal, also into rock and roll.
Gaming.
Yeah, well,
I see a lot of that.
And then there's quite a few avid readers too. They're into like literature
and science nerds. Like there are a lot in the distilling industry. I know a lot of people who came into distilling through the door of a science major of some sort, chem or something like that, and then like this is way cooler than like working in oil. Right?
Did I say cigars? Okay, yeah. That's obviously the pairing of whiskey and cigars.
I mean, obviously, most of them, probably all of them, fashionistas.
Also beards.
Yeah. Ironically, even the women.
Yeah. I mean, in Middle Earth, there's the whole Hobbit. Well, I think it's more of a Dwarven thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know if the Hobbits have.
No,
beards.
Hobbits didn't. They
it's
were
the dwarf.
Yeah.
The dwarven ladies.
No, crochet. That's a big one that everyone in the tribe does.
Well,
yeah.
That may just be a use.
There are crochet live streams that go on there to get like dozens of viewers at least, and that's a lot.
We have
cobblers. There's a strangely large percentage of cobblers.
If you're having a different experience than I am.
Maybe I'm on the wrong site.
They cobble, they crochet.
Yeah. Candle makers. Yeah. Lots of candle makers. Blacksmith contingent.
Honestly, I think blacksmithing could be. It's harder to get into that because it takes a lot of stuff. But Riff Raff 9000. Why does Daniel's left ear stick out further than?
I had to put that on because is that real?
Very slightly.
What?
Yeah, it's very slightly.
Like even moving and. No.
No, dude, I'm talking like.
Is it real?
It's about a millimeter and a half.
That can't be real. Can't see. Son of a.
I will tell you this. The thumbnail maker, because I'm still doing all the thumbnails. I have another editor plugged in. We're trying him out and see how he does with Volt. But the thumbnail maker hates your ears.
Why?
It absolutely hits your ears. It keeps making it look like you have no ear on this side.
Oh, is it just shrunk?
It does.
Oh, like it's just like an auto-click magic
Yeah.
one select in Photoshop?
I'm removing the background to remove the background. It takes the background and just leaves
Yeah.
us in so that tool sees your ear as the background most of the time.
Yeah. Like, I've got a hand cut. So Rex has been spending indefinite, unknown amounts of time hand drawing my ears.
Well, let me put it this way. No, I haven't. It's like, Daniel doesn't
Damn
have an
it.
ear. Oh, well.
Well, evidently, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, we should get
I don't want to do this anymore.
Hey, it's a good rye. And I think for what he was aiming for, again,
Yeah.
it checked the boxes that were part of that project. But whether or not it's exciting to you, you've had the rye. Good news is they didn't screw it up. But there's any number of places you can get this rye.
Yeah.
Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight me, I fight for a friend.
Steal, may you steal yours.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.